Welcome, my fellow seekers of smoky liberty, to the very first episode of Liberty on Nicotine, the podcast where we explore the fine intersection between freedom, fire, and fermented tobacco leaves. I'm your host, Trip Detmering, and today we're going to be embarking on a journey, a pilgrimage, if you will, into the fragrant world of cigars. Whether you're a seasoned aficionado or someone who's only ever seen cigars in movies, When the Villain Wins, or this episode is your crash course in the art, history, and joy of the leaf. So grab your lighter, pour something aged in oak, and let's light up this conversation. Let's start where all good stories do, somewhere between discovery and bad decisions. Tobacco, as it turns out, has been with us far longer than most of our governments, which frankly says something. Native Americans were using tobacco in religious and medicinal ceremonies as early as 5000 BC. That's right. While we were still trying to figure out how to invent the wheel, they were already relaxing with a post-hunt smoke. Then, in 1492, our old friend Christopher Columbus sails over, gets handed some dried tobacco leaves by the Taino people, and instead of saying thank you, he says, "What in the world do I do with these?" His crew figured it out, of course. They smoked them all the way back to Europe, and just like that, tobacco became the new spice of life. By the 17th century, tobacco was basically the Bitcoin of colonies. Valuable, traded, and occasionally hyped. And by the 19th century, the humble cigar, rolled, refined, and revered, became the mark of the gentleman, the thinker, and yes, occasionally the scoundrel. Winston Churchill, Groucho Marx, Mark Twain, all cigar lovers. Twain once said, "If smoking is not allowed in heaven, I shall not go." I respect the man's priorities. Now let's talk about the big players, the titans of the tobacco world. The companies responsible for those hand-rolled sticks of serenity. First, we have Arturo Fuente. That's in the Dominican Republic, founded in 1912. His family-run powerhouse gives us cigars like Fuente Opus X. The cigar's so good it may make you rethink your life choices. Then there's Padron out of Nicaragua. Founded in 1964, they made cigars with the kind of consistency that makes German engineers jealous. The Padron 1964 Anniversary Series, absolute perfection. Then there's Davidoff in the Dominican Republic, the Swiss watch of cigars, elegant, refined, and probably too expensive for your first smoke. Montecristo, Cuba, Dominican Republic, the literary cigar, named after the Count of Monte Cristo for those who like their revenge slow burning. Romeo and Julieta, also Cuba and Dominican Republic. Shakespeare's most tragic romance turned into the most delightful smoke. A personal favorite when you want to feel dramatic and distinguished at the same time. Cohiba, also Cuba and Dominican Republic, the original Cuban national brand, supposedly Fidel Castro's favorite, which, if nothing else, proves cigars can cross ideological lines. Oliva, out of Nicaragua, affordable, flavorful, and honest. The Series V, or Series 5, is like that remarkable friend who always shows up on time with a good whiskey. My Father's Cigars in Nicaragua, founded by Jose Pepin Garcia, a master blender. Their Le Bijou 1922 is quite literally a gem. Ashton, out of Dominican Republic, smooth, creamy, consistent. The cigar equivalent of a Sinatra ballad. Rocky Patel, Honduras and Nicaragua, modern, innovative, and flashy. The guy went from entertainment lawyer to cigar mogul, living proof that you can lawyer your way into happiness. All right, let's talk about you and your first purchase. Walking into a cigar shop, or humidor, as we pretentious types like to say, can be intimidating. You open the door and suddenly you're hit with a wall of cedar, humidity, and quiet jazz music that makes you feel like you're needing a monocle. First tip, don't panic. Everyone starts somewhere. Second tip, talk to the tobacconist. These people are like sommeliers with some more facial hair, unless it's a female, but then again, that might not be false either. Tell them what you like. Mild, medium, full-bodied. If you don't know, start mild. It's not a competition. You're not trying to summon your ancestors through nicotine. The third tip, check the wrapper. Look for consistency. No cracks, no dry spots. A good cigar should feel firm but slightly springy, like a well-rested sloth. And please, buy from a reputable store. Ordering cigars from a sketchy online seller is like buying sushi from a gas station. Just don't. Now comes the sacred ritual, the ceremonial dance of the cigar prep. First, we're going to start with the cut. You need a good cutter, either a guillotine, which is like it sounds, just chops it. A punch, which again sounds like it is. It's like a little hole punch you put into the back. Or the V-cut. Now that's a little bit more complicated. It's kind of like a guillotine, but with a little edge to it. But please avoid the bite and twist technique that you've seen in the cowboy movies unless you want to taste disappointment and leaf bits. It's very messy, and it never works, unless you're really in a pinch. Aim to cut just above the cap line, about 1/8 of an inch, and clean, confident, and decisive. If it looks like a squirrel knot on it, start again. Number 2, the toast. Use a butane lighter, or a torch as we sometimes call it, or a cedar spill. But not your Bic from the gas station. That thing's for campfires, not craftsmanship. Hold the flame just below the cigar and rotate the cigar slowly. Let the foot toast evenly. Think of it as foreplay. Gentle, deliberate, and appreciate all that's involved. Step 3, the light. Once toasted, bring the cigar to your lips. Maybe even just wet the outside of the bite just a little bit. And then puff gently as you apply the flame. Don't, and I repeat, don't inhale unless you're trying to see the spirit world. You don't want it to get into your lungs. Let the smoke fill your mouth. Taste it, swirl it, and then release it like a refined dragon. Number 4, the experience. Take your time. A cigar isn't a cigarette. It's a conversation. It's a journey. Sip your drink, tell a story, contemplate the mysteries of life, or just enjoy the fact that for the next 45 minutes, nobody can ask you to mow the lawn. Now, we're going to get into a little bit about the philosophy of the leaf. Smoking a cigar is more than just nicotine. It's about slowing down. In a world obsessed with speed, fast food, fast Wi-Fi, fast opinions, a cigar demands patience. It's a deliberate act of rebellion against the rush. You light it, you savor it, and for that time, you're present. You're within yourself. You're not doom scrolling. You're not multitasking. You're communicating with something ancient and peaceful. As the saying goes, sometimes a cigar is just a cigar, but sometimes it's also a little piece of liberty rolled up into a tobacco leaf. So there you have it, my friends, your crash course in the world of cigars. From the ancient roots of tobacco to the modern ritual of the light-up, I hope you found the spark of curiosity, or maybe even inspiration to try your first stick. Either way, join me next time on Liberty on Nicotine, where we'll explore the anatomy of cigar and more ways to store and enjoy them. Until then, I'm Tripp, reminding you to slow down, light up, be responsible, and never, ever trust a man who ashes over his own shoes.
I'm sitting by the shore. Got the smoke rising up, drifting through my door. Every puff remind me what I'm living for. No chains, no man can't claim me no liberty, smooth like rhyme. Some call it habit, I call it peace of mind. Every draw unwind the ties that bind. This cigar tastes like freedom, yeah. Smoke her high like I just don't care. Ash falls soft like a whisper in the air. This cigar tastes like freedom anywhere. I don't need no crown, don't need no throne, just a little fire and a piece of my own. Each breath I take, I carve my tone. In the rhythm of the night, I'm free to roam. This cigar tastes like freedom, yeah. From Kingston streets to the mountains there. Light it up, brother, lift your stare. This cigar tastes like freedom everywhere. One life, one love, one spark divine. Freedom's the flavor in this smoke of mine.